Super fast tortoise in the game, ready to ignite. Put up a fight, gonna leave them all in fright. Playing Magic the Gathering on a Saturday night. Summoning creatures, casting spells with all his might. Sipping on more coffee to stay awake and bright. Caffeine runs fueling his creativity inside. Got a YouTube channel where he's shining so bright. MTG3, the show that takes flight. He's a lyrical beast, spitting fire with every bite. Rap metal flow, pounding beats to insight. No one can stop him, he's on a meteoric height. Super fast tortoise, the champion of the fight.
Good morning, hope you're up. Enjoy that coffee in your cup. Good morning from the shelf. Super fast tortoise does so well. Sit back, relax, time to chillax. Face the facts, morning coffee show intact. Let's enjoy the show, let's enjoy the flow. Morning coffee is the best. Chatting with friends, we are blessed. Into the mood, coffee for every dude. Have fun, enjoy the show. Let this channel grow. Let's enjoy the show. Morning coffee is the best. Chatting with friends, we are blessed. Into the mood, coffee for every dude.
Oh, bo! Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Super Fast Tortoise Show. Welcome you.
Good
welcome
morning.
all.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Ooh. Oh, so we got all the auction cards listed and priced out. So maybe one day that coffee cup the ball's drinking out will have a cool tortoise logo on it.
That's what I was going to say. I have a stand-in until that arrives.
Yeah, this cool Pizza Planet logo. Or
At least he thinks he does. He thinks he's got all the cards going through.
Yeah.
Until I get my super fast coffee cup, I'm just gonna have to sit in this one right here.
That's right. Yeah, when you get your own very own coffee cup, you'll be able to sit on your cup and enjoy it. Like, you know, you'll look like Mars Attacks heads, if you remember that show, that movie, where the people are just heads, but it's a coffee cup. You know, and you'll be scrapping around the floor. Like, I need more coffee.
Just don't play the country music. It'll make my head explode.
That's right. Good morning, Backwoods.
Backwoods.
So, today is a wonderful day in the neighborhood of Super Fast Tortoise Land. Yeah, today's a wonderful day for me. Today's a wonderful day for you. And today I kind of hawked this idea from Anger Collections because he did a live today just talking about HASBRO wanting to go digital. So I looked at it myself. I'm like, you know what? Let's dig into that. Let's see what this means. You know, because I don't think this is going to affect Magic the Gathering as some people are saying that it will. Like, because I don't think it's going to go that route. We'll explain more about that later. But other than that, how you doing, everybody? How you doing, Hellbilly?
I'm doing pretty good. I had a pretty good run today on Arena. I mean, I was kicking butt left and right on Arena.
Nice.
What How format? You doing, Tibalt?
I'm doing fine. Happy to be here as always. And got a few games in last night. So on paper. And looking forward to talking about what's going on with HASBRO.
Ooh, yeah. I got to play some paper. You know, tomorrow.
What's that?
Yeah, tomorrow, my LGS is doing the first F&M. So, hoping if I can plan everything out for that and attend.
Get some pictures.
Be away from you. Take some pictures. That's if people don't mind being on YouTube.
Ask them or shoot some photos or whatever. There you go.
If you need,
shoot some photos.
You know, just have them write it down on a piece of paper. I agree. I agree to have my photo taken on a napkin or something. I don't.
KjCowboydan, how are you doing this morning?
Oh, I'm doing great. I haven't been. A few people know I hadn't been up to par the last week, but I'm doing much better today. Yesterday we didn't do our show, but we played some video games instead. So, for the evening thing, and we had fun. We had fun. We learned new things as well. I learned that I suck at video games. Well, first-person shooter video games, you know.
Right.
I learned that if you really want to see how good you are, have me on your team when you're trying to play Fortnite, because I suck, and you'll get better because you'll have to get better in order to make your team not suck when I'm on it. We learned this.
So what we'll do is we'll use you as a decoy when we go into certain areas. We'll send you in first, so people shoot at you, and we'll shoot at them when they're targeting you.
We could do that. Keep the friendly fire to a minimum, please.
Right. I'm kidding. Other than that, so we got, like I was talking about earlier. Hey, Brendan, happy Ding Blaggett Day for everyone. He really likes using that term himself. That must be his catchphrase, Ding Blaggett.
Must be.
Blaggett. But
Well, me and Brad are just waiting for that hillbilly merch.
Right. So we got the auction cards listed. And if everything goes well when we do the auction, which we'll start putting a focus on the auction, like when we'll do the auction and stuff. If we sell everything in the auction, we'll definitely make the amount of money we need to get the cups and cover shipping. So,
Nice.
and then that's if we sell everything at the starting bid price. And if the prices go up, that's this extra fluff to the wallet, so we can do a little more extra with it.
Nice.
Auction, whoa, yeah. So I'm excited for that. But I'm still waiting on kjcgdude to see if he's still planning on sending the stuff to go with the auction. I think that'd be cool. Don't want to thank Captain Waffles for sending his 3 items in to help out with the auction, because that kind of helps push the limit to where it's going. But other than that, Tibalts said he played some paper Magic last night.
Yeah, the
Not
best.
digital, paper.
Go.
Yeah, oh yeah, it is the best. The gather, the pub stomping. we know Tibalt. He goes in with the deck and he just pub stomps and walks away.
Never,
that's what
never. I like to slow
I'm
roast
kidding.
the enemies.
Slow roast. I like to smell the fear cook out of your body. I'm kidding. Well, so did you play with one of your decks or one of your wife's decks?
Funny you should ask that, actually. I played with the Precon. I played with the Painbow deck initially, just 10 cards swapped out. But what does Precon mean these days anyhow, especially if you changed it? It started as a Precon, I changed 10 cards. The second game was, well, she's calling it Black Chaos, and I'm calling it Jankle. Because it's a bunch of jank, but it's Rankle as the commander.
Oh,
nice.
And that was interesting. It was so her deck, she actually deliberately intended to make an oppressive deck, just out of the bulk laying around the stuff we just have here and there. But she grabbed every card that she thought of that made a sacrifice, or could do a little bit of recursion and stuff, which is kind of new for her. And that's what I played.
Right.
And I'll be honest, that is the deck that I had fun with last night.
oh.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I'll bring it on. I'll bring it on super fast at some point.
At
Cool.
some point, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Let's see. Yeah, I just got a wrinkle for one of my Tibalt deck actually.
Nice. Go together. Wow.
Like I'm trying to make that deck like a chaos style deck, but I want to put more of a focus on discarding and making people discard stuff. Even though Rankle makes everybody discard, everybody draws a card and stuff like that. I want to get more of a chaotic flow in that deck, because it's the ball, it's devil. Plus, I have to have it represent Mad Saxon himself.
I need to I need to make a deck. I need to make a deck that's all exile.
Yeah. Yeah, because a lot of times throwing stuff in the graveyard can be helpful.
What was that, Tortoise?
And paper magic is. I said your converted mana cost will be like 5 mana or more, because most exile spells cost 5 mana and more. sometimes 4. You only got 2. You got 2 in existence. No, maybe 3 that cost 1 mana.
Yeah.
Ooh, but you do got some 4 mana cost black cards at exile. So you're gonna have to be super strong on your non-exile curve, on your creatures and stuff. You're gonna have to be super strong, and you're gonna have to beat out your opponents. So by the time you start casting your exile spells, that you're gaining value from the loss, a loss of it.
Yeah, I just want to exile. I just want to exile all your creatures, Tortoise. That's all.
Oh,
I think we need to get around that indestructible that he puts on those dinosaurs, right?
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
You know they have a creature. They have a creature just for that. They have 2 creatures in Magic. One's a white blue owl. One's just a blue owl type thing where you can play cards from exile. Yep.
Nice.
By the way, I just got a message from the folks over at Wizards of the Coast, and they were asking me to ask you if when you said paper deck, you weren't talking about printer paper deck.
Nope.
Oh, just kidding.
All right. Captain Waffle still waiting on Lotus Pearl recall and some dog food. So we don't know. Last time when Hillbilly and I were doing a chat and chill live, just chilling out. We're like on the most chill of the spectrum. We weren't exciting at all. Coach comes in and says, "What do you eat a can of food for a certain Magic card?" So somehow that went towards Captain Waffles, and the conversation said, how about like a Mox Opal, a Black Lotus, or a recall for a 16-ounce can of dog food? We eat that cat food for those? He's like, yeah. You know, he's still waiting for it. Hey,
Yikes.
Mrs. Hillbilly, thanks for stopping in. You love the creep?
We love the creep too.
Yeah, I think we lost him for a minute.
No, that's just one.
He's still there. He's just playing with us.
Somebody thought it was freeze tag.
Yep. Hey, Curtis, you're it.
Dang it! I came for Duck Duck Goose, not freeze tag. Maybe a little heads up, 7-Up.
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting topic that he's got for today.
Oh yeah, I'm looking to see. I'm looking to see.
Oh, that happened.
Cool, we back.
I'm back. Yeah, that happened. I have 2 bars on my internet, and there's unstable internet connection, it says, but the router looks okay. Router looks okay. Oh. Mrs. Hillbilly, he hasn't had his coffee. No.
That explains a little circle.
Yeah, but router got to have that coffee now.
Right. So, speaking of good things, thinking of good things, how many games did he win last night, Tibalt?
Not a single one, and I still had a good time.
Yeah, wait. You can lose to Magic and still have a good time?
You can. It is. Put it this way. It's possible for me, and maybe that's just because I lose so often. But and I make myself a target, so it's like I'm not gonna complain about it. It's not a complaint, but I'm gonna go off on a rant now because like I want to say that to some people, I think they've forgotten that. I'm not gonna call any particular people out. Certainly nobody here, but some of the people that I play with, I do believe they have forgotten that it absolutely is possible to have a good time and not win the game. I will call out Captain Waffles then. It is not blasphemy, sir. It is not blasphemy.
Well, it's true. One time we had a really well-balanced game that was very interactive, and I didn't win that game, but it was a very fun game all the way through.
Absolutely. So my mission last night, and I'm going to say I hate to say it, but not really. My mission yesterday was to stop other people from winning the game, specifically a couple of people. And it's a discussion that we got into with my wife just because I feel so I'm not the fun police, but I do feel like you should respect other people in the game, and not that you don't disrespect them by trying to win, but when your turns take 10 minutes and you rush through and you only play like maybe 2 win conditions and that's it, you just assemble your combo, like, to me, that's not really playing the game. And that's on me. Maybe I need to just find a different pot, or maybe I need to do whatever. But it worked out being fun in this case, though, because it became a puzzle for that person who's a deep thinker and, you know, puts a lot of time into their things or whatever. But they absolutely had to work around me because Rankle's sack a creature ability. There was the sewer nemesis, I think, that I had. Well, I had that Lori put in there, that gave me cards equal to their graveyard. And then every time they cast a card, they had to mill a card.
Ooh.
So I knew that this person had maybe 3 to 5 specific combo pieces. So my hope was I would randomly get hit to mill one in or whatever, and if it didn't, it was a recursion deck anyhow. So I knew his graveyard was going to fluctuate or whatever, but I absolutely, you know, Bajuka Bogged a couple of times, put the sewer nemesis on him, and made him work hard to come around it, and it gave other people at the table a chance to play that way too. So anyhow, embrace the dark side, embrace the combo.
D. Lawson,
brother.
D. Lawson. Time capsule. All right. So in good news, Tibalt means the Earth gets to live an extra day. This is in terms of Mortal Kombat. I'm kidding. That's awesome. Like the one thing that grinds my gears when I'm playing a game is when someone takes a purposefully long time to end the game. Like when someone particular has an easy win of the game, but they want to overextend their play to see everything their hand can do at that moment, instead of being like, okay, I end the game like this. They like play everything out and just go overboard on what they can do. And instead of keeping their secrets, they like the benefit is they teach me what's in their deck, so I watch out for it. But when they just overextend for no reason, it's just like, wow, we could be going to game 2 right away.
I don't think it's overextending. I think it's squeezing every drop of blood and sweat and tears to fill up their cup so that they can drink those tears.
Right.
Hold on. So what you're telling me is that they that they need the substance of the good old-fashioned tears to bring you the salty, and it's way behind. It's way behind in the thing right there. But yes, we were trying to bring up the salty goodness of the tears, and it's hidden behind Mr. Monopoly over there.
Yep, it's a high sodium diet for me.
There you go.
That's funny. But yeah, no, that's good though. Like, I'm glad you have fun. Like I love. Well, that's why I love playing Magic in real person. Yeah, was it not yesterday, but the day before? I was surprised by a guest come over to the house to play Magic, and I actually got to play Magic in real life. And we were playing Magic. I had music in my ear, and we got to talk and BS and actually have a good time in front of each other. Some things you cannot do on spell table. Playing Magic the Gathering in person is important to the game and integral. And thinking of integral things, it is about time we hit this.
You are watching Super Fast Tortoise.
Put up a fight, gonna leave them all in fright. Playing Magic the Gathering on a Saturday night. So many creatures, casting spells with all his might. Sipping on more coffee to stay awake and bright.
Whoa, integral. Yes, we finally made it to the second section of the show, where we get to the fun parts of the show. But we got lost in conversation. We were lost in the wilderness of conversation. We were lost in the words of Tibalt. He was hypnotizing us, right? But now we got to find a way back on track and going where we're going. And only one person here knows how to get back to where we need to go. Hillbilly, where are we supposed to be?
Card of the day. Combo breaker.
I found the elixir to Tibalts saltiness here.
I love it. I love it.
Right?
My favorite.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's a really
When
good
you're
card.
done with this jar, I found my new home.
I'm never done with a jar. It keeps getting played over and over and over again.
Oh, it's good. It's good against a reanimating deck when it's in your deck and you like over mill yourself. You can get your stuff back. It's good in any deck. You're almost out of the game because you're milling yourself out. Crack this thing, game 5 life, and it itself shuffles back into your library with your graveyard. Elixir of Immortality is a pretty sweet card. It costs one generic
card, one generic, and for 2 you can tap it, gain 5 life, shuffle that and your graveyard back in the library. I've been told it was a terrible card and didn't belong in the deck because it's another one of those people. Sorry about that. Another one of those people that that only believes in synergy and only believes that like every card has to work together. And to me, like this, it just makes sense in any deck. I don't run my deck so tight that you can't slip one of these in there for 1 mana.
All right, let's be honest. In a good game of Magic, you're going to be pumping cards in your graveyard from your hand, from your library. You're going to be pushing out all the cards to get all the things. You got the tutors. You got the cards that say, like, look at the top 4 cards of your library. Pick one of them. Put the rest in the graveyard and stuff like that. Elixir of Mortality is a really good cure-all. In fact, I'm surprised I haven't made anything else like this in a long time. Like, you can use another effect like this. But this is a really strong card. I remember the first time I played this was in a Turbo Fog mill deck. And I'd be milling everybody out, but I need my fogs back, and I'd crack Elixir of Mortality to get those cards back in my library. Pretty solid.
Love it.
And you get 5 life. Yay. In standard, that was pretty good.
Let's recognize the flavor text here. Bottled life.
Oh.
Not as tasty as I'm used to. Rather stale, but it has the same effect. I want to rephrase this flavor text when somebody creates a TCG about me, and it's going to say jarred life.
Oh man, interesting fact. The person they're quoting is Baron Singer, who's a vampire.
Yeah,
I didn't know vampires drink water or elixirs. Interesting.
Nice.
Interesting. Pretty cool. Now let's roll on to some pictures of the day. Pictures of the day. First one. When Hillbilly had a job working at 5 to 9 in the office. When your coworkers try to talk to you with no coffee, you're like, what? Why you talk to me? But then the next picture of the day was a picture of KJ before he lost his head.
They may take away my sugar, alcohol, dairies, grains, and beans, but they shall never take away my coffee.
That's right. Right. And the reason why KJ doesn't have the makeup on is the water he's in or the liquid he's in kind of washed it off. So that's why you get the disgruntled guy with glasses right now. Yeah.
Well, next time I'm going to get the waterproof Maybelline.
Right. So the next picture is a picture of Tibalt peeking at the game store for fresh Commander games to hop into.
Yep.
What do you mean coffee? That's right. He goes to his local game store, right? And he's like popping in, looking at the window, like any fresh meat in there, any lives I can destroy.
Who can I deny the win today?
Right? Who do I release my experiments on today? Right? But the next picture is a picture of me in the morning. Boop. Anybody can be cool. But I'll take coffee.
Jumanji!
Jumanji. All right. Miss Robin. He was a great dude.
Yeah, he was.
Great dude indeed. And let's see what people are saying in chat really quick. All right. Great card. Great card. Thank you, Manamonk. Manamonk, hello. Welcome to the show. Nice to see you. All right. Now, if you guys have pictures of the day, share with this channel, share with the show, you can go become a part of Discord. And there's a place you can share pictures of the day that you might want to see become part of the show. You could be noticed on the show as sharing pictures of the day. Same with the question of the day. And the question of the day comes from Discord, like this little snippet. So.
Presented by Discord, we have the question of the day.
The question of the day comes to us by AI Joptimus Prime. I always say Joptimus because it doesn't quite sound like Optimus, but Joptimus Prime here as a question of the day. Let's see what he's asking.
What is it about the game of Magic the Gathering that keeps it luster to you?
So AI really chopped that sentence apart. What about the game of Magic the Gathering keeps its luster for the game for you? Like, what keeps you coming back to Magic the Gathering? And like, I know there's a lot of different flavors. Like, I love coming back to the game of Magic. Well, I never really leave, but I like coming back to different parts of the game, like cube, going from cube to commander. But I love the fact that you can interact with people and show your skill level. Like, the more you play, the longer you play, the more your skill level shows, the more you get to like flex your skill level, and you get to see other people's skill level and their crazy antics, because some people come up with crazy combos. So in short, playing the game is what keeps me coming back to the game. What about you, Hillbilly?
Well, I can sum it up with one little word. It is the gathering. I love the gathering more than anything.
Yeah. Well, you know, the gathering aspect of Magic is important to the game. I don't think we'll move a lot from there because gathering is important when you get to gather and get to play games, like-minded people. We all have our differences, different backgrounds, but when you together playing Magic, you have a commonality of wanting to enjoy the game. Unless you're one of those scrubs who like to, and this is not targeting Tibalt, honestly, but one of those scrubs who try to take over the game all the time or have to win the game, you know. The game, you know. Well, like there's
Cowboy be pointing at you too, except he doesn't have the fingers to point with.
Quit making fun.
Right? Like there was one time I went to a game shop and this guy had a competitive Magic deck, and I was setting boundaries for like how we play Magic here, like at my house. You have infinite mulligans, like on the honor system. You're looking for a busted hand, and this guy really took the system and broke it and went for the most broken hand, and just basically pub stomped everybody as fast as he could. And when he's done, he scooped up his deck, says, "I'm sorry, I'm just a competitive player," and left.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dang.
So I wasn't really targeting Tibalt or anybody. I'm really talking about some issues that people have. Yeah. Tibalt, what keeps its luster in the game for you?
Ironically, it's nothing new about the game. Obviously, it's the gathering or whatever. But what's actually interesting to me is finding new ways to use old cards.
Right.
Those are the things that make it more interesting for me. So I guess to a certain extent, it's the new cards that they print. But more, I'm interested in finding how those older cards can be used. So I'm around here for the past.
Captain Waffles talking about me 3-0 against SFT, right? No, that is actually not about you. But yeah, like I love your creativity in the games. Well, I think your wife finds those older card combos and she makes them really good, and she hands you the deck. And I used to do this a lot because I used to have a lot of self-doubt, but like I'd build decks and I'm like, I don't know how to play this. And I hand it to my friends and said, can you play this? Tell me what you think. And like sometimes I build like really banger decks. Like during fairies in Lorwyn block, that whole standard cycle, I built a zombie deck that could compete with fairies, but it was still not as strong as fairies overall. But it was really good. But I didn't know how to play it. My friend was better at playing. I was good at building. He was better at playing. In fact, my friend sucks at building decks. When he builds his own decks, it sucks. So he like net decks or finds the best decks to play with him because he's good at playing. I was good at deck building, but I really sucked at playing the game right away. So I had to learn the decks, take the time to learn the decks slower than he did.
Yeah, the thing that works out for us is while I've been playing for the last 30 years, she's new to the game and still reads every card and decides what it can do. Whereas I have a good knowledge of the overall arc of the cards and stuff. She actually reads the cards of what they do. And sometimes there's a little bit of confusion, not necessarily confusion, but she may not know all the terms and all of the interactions. I know the interactions. Right. She's read the card. Together, we make a good deck.
2 peas in a pod.
Captain Waffle.
That's it.
Captain Waffle says fairies give me PTSD. That I don't doubt. Every time you play a card, you're afraid you're going to hear cryptic command. Yeah, that's it. That's it in a nutshell. And with that, my friends, we covered the question of the day. I'd ask KJ, but KJ hasn't played Magic yet, so he doesn't know the lesson.
My answer would have been just purely the gathering, though. The community that you guys have, if done properly.
Show me up with a brilliant answer. I see how that is. Talk to the host and make him look like a doofus because you have a well thought out answer to the game. Okay, that's cool. I like that. All right, that's cool. I actually appreciate that. The gathering is a luster of the game, and once you get your deck to play, and you actually play a game or two, you know who knows how addicted to the game you'll get or not. Once you create your all heads deck, but with that, we gotta.
Don't forget to like this video and subscribe.
Moves, the strategies, and the flair. Super fast tortoise is running the show. The crowd goes wild wherever he goes.
All right, everybody. We are at the topic of the day. HASBRO wants to go all in digital play, right? And now I'm just not just spilling stuff. I actually got an article from the GameIndustry.biz website, and it's actually a good article. And they're what's the word when you can back it up? They can back it up, but they can back up the thing. But let's look at that. Let's look at what it says before we dive into this, because there's a lot of people who think Magic the Gathering falls into this, and I just don't think that's what's exactly happening. And let's share screen. Go here. All right. HASBRO CEO says we're going all in on becoming a digital play company. Now, as part of HASBRO's Q2, this is done by Marie Del Serini. I don't know how to say that. Excuse me for messing up the name. Deputy editor, published July 26, 2024. So this is kind of old. But as part of HASBRO's Q2 financial results, CEO Chris Cox has expressed the company's committed to a focus on digital play. What's that word? Mentioning that 120 capital envelope for video games, and one of the two released yearly from late 2025, early 2026. And the Q&A portion of HASBRO's earnings, all transcribed by Seeking Alpha. Cox noticed that the recent appointment of John Haidt and the president of Wizards of the Coast in digital gaming, as well as an increased number of execs with video games backgrounds to the company's board, is in line with the company's strategy. He mentioned the aim to expand some of its mid-core and hardcore brands and digitize them. Cox said that HASBRO's capital envelope is about $250 million a year, and that about half of that. Now, it's going into digital games, so half that $250 million is going into digital games. Now, we think that roughly around the steady state of us, he continued, our goal is to be shipping 1 to 2 new games per year, starting as early as 2025, potentially early 2026. Now, Chris Cox added that looking at the company's full lineup licensed titles, Hasbro has 150 projects that are either out or in development. He commented, I think between our board moves and between talent, we have brought aboard most recently with John White. But even before that, studio leaders we have like Ames Kirshen, who is in charge of the Batman Arkham series, and Warner Bros. James Orlin, who was the head of the creative design in BioWare, responsible for the first Baldur's Gate, Neverwinter Nights, Mass Effect. We're going all in and becoming a digital play company. Now, Blizzard's John Haidt is a former Bungie co-op COO. Holly Barbakovi joined Hasbro. All right. Baraki is a CPO, has a high president, Wizard of the Coast, and digital gaming. Looking at Hasbro's Q2 members' revenue, digital, then the revenue of the Wizards of the Coast and digital gaming segment was up 20% year on year, in stark contrast with decline in other verticals at the company's consumer products was down 20%. And the entertainment was down 90%. Year on year, the Hasbro sold its E1 film and TV set Lionsgate. For the first half of 2024, Wizards of the Coast and digital gaming revenue was up 20% year on year. The success of the segment was in part attributed to Scopely's Monopoly Go, which has now over $3 billion in revenue. Holy cow. Making Hasbro the top licensor of video games over the past year, according to Adora Cox said. The continued success of Baldur's Gate 3 was also mentioned as a contributing factor to the segment's a good quarter. As we look at the business of play, it's clear that digital is here to stay and a bigger factor than ever in how success toys and games companies will grow and the strengths in their brands. Chris Cox said, we are years ahead of our peers, having already spent hundreds of millions of dollars building out our own studio capacity and expanding our brands through digital partnerships. Games like Baldur's Gate 3 show us what the future looks like. Hasbro announced it would be laying off 1,100 employees December 23. These are different things. We talked about Hasbro had a digital product development, Dan Nube, in April about the film's first $1 billion bet in internal game development. And that's really the end of the whole thing. Everything else is saying, read this, read this, read this.
Okay. I want to point something out. The reason why people think this is going to affect Magic, I see where they're coming from, because the CEO came from some kind of online company, gaming company, and by him coming from a gaming company, they think that Magic's going to go digital. Well, what they failed to realize is Magic is already digital. Because you have Arena. Arena is Magic, and it is digital. So I don't see it having anything to do with Magic. Hasbro, great. That's awesome. I'll sign me up for some Monopoly. But as far as Magic, I don't think it's going to hurt Magic, or I don't think it's going to hurt or help the Magic. But as far as helping Hasbro, it'll probably help them.
I could see something like in the future, like now a lot of people probably cringe when I say like a Monopoly Go or a Pokemon Go style game. But imagine instead of that, imagine like a be able to play Arena on your phone.
Game.
When you're sitting in the doctor's office and you want to play Arena on your phone or something, I can see something like that being a possibility.
They already got that.
Yeah, you can do that now. You can do that now. What I think, where I see the issue is that nobody's at the helm of the ship guiding Magic. Or, I mean, I'm sure they have people there. They still have people doing that. But if their focus is strictly to get money out of these companies that they own, I mean, that's their job, that's their business. They're working for their shareholders. But it just doesn't seem like there's going to be, if they're spending all their time focusing on digital development, I feel like other areas have suffered. I think that the design teams are stretched thin. I think that's when we start to have problems, when we start pumping things out focused on that. Of course, I'm only looking at the Magic side of the company. I'm not looking at the rest of the company, and that's where my focus lies. So that's where I see it potentially hurting things is nobody's taking time to steer the ship here.
I agree. I agree with, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I said it makes sense. I'm just trying to cover these comments really quick. The Lawson says, with Wizards being a subsidiary of Hasbro, I don't think with what they're doing, it will be because the Wizards make bank on physical cards because most people don't like digital cards. It's true. Then Captain Waffle says, Magic is and will stay hybrid. Paper will stay because it will stop. If they stop, we'll lose billions, and the secondary market would implode due to the no use of the cards due to tournament dying. Yeah. Arena was created to drive all profits to Hasbro because MTGO wasn't doing what they wanted and wasn't profitable, which makes sense. Well, that's probably why they don't have a dusting system in Arena, honestly. Because once people find ways to make profit out of the Arena, they'd start losing some of that money, and money is recycled, so there won't be an increase. But
Magic the Gathering.
What I want to
go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, what I want to hone in on right here is Magic the Gathering is already a digital project, right? It's an MTGO, Magic the Gathering Online, but as MTG Arena. They are a division of Hasbro, separate. They're separate from the company. They get to make their own decisions, but they're making money for Hasbro, and Hasbro gets to tell them what they make. Like, that's part of the contract. Hasbro wants My Little Pony set. Wizards has to make that, but they have opportunity to make their own sets, their own deals. I don't think paper is going to be affected, because if it was going to be affected, it would already be affected by the digital outcome of what's going on. And I think there's a luster to the paper product that people have. Not only do you get to open packs in real life, you get to play games, you get to build, you get the deck build, you get to build a collection, you get to sift through collection, you get to sell your collection, you get to do so much with your collection that digital gaming won't do. Like if Wizards of the Coast really followed suit and just went all digital, they would lose a lot of players, and Magic the Gathering would just be bad that people just come into every once in a while, and it wouldn't be as strong without the paper hat. Yeah.
Some people they just hate MTGO, and they also hate Magic Arena, and they just will not play it. All they will play is paper. And if you deny them their paper, they're just going to walk off. And as far as also after I got thinking about this, I could see where Tibalt was talking. If they could affect Magic, and the way they could affect is if they take the designers of Magic from them and make them make digital games for Hasbro. That will put a bind. That will put a bind on the designers and artists and all that on once. That'll help hurt them.
Right.
So
Yeah,
if Hasbro does this, they need to hire their own department for their own games. That's my opinion.
Right.
I think where the problem comes in, and just to go a little bit further with that, is the designers that design the cards, I feel like are in the back of their mind going to have to also focus on, well, how is this card going to work digitally now? Or how are we going to do this? Because already in Arena, you see a bunch of cards nerfed. Because, or they won't allow certain cards into Arena that they can print in paper. So that's a place where their mental acuity has to be focused on, where are we going to go with our designs now? We have to be cognizant of the fact that there's going to be a digital version of this card. There's going to work a certain way here on paper. So that's, you know, their minds are going to not just be purely on the game and what's best for the game. It's going to be what's best for Papa Hasbro and what's going to make us money down the road and stuff. And I hope that they can do that without having to divide their attentions. But you know, it is what it is, and in the end, we're all at the mercy of what Wizards wants to print. So,
yeah, I like Captain Waffle's little statement here. On a psychological level, humans are creatures that prefer physical touch to secondary, or the sensory of feel adds to the much dopamine to enhance the experience of having physical cards. Right?
Yep.
There's a lot. Like in gambling, when you get the old winning hand, there's a feel that you get, a feeling that you get, like with the physical cards and being able to play with the cards, and there are different things to the physical cards and digital cards that are good in their own way. Even though I'm not a fan of alchemy, but alchemy is where they get to play with cards that are for digital use only. The alchemy on an arena is where they get to say this card does this effect, even if it's in your hand. And your opponents don't see it. It costs like less. It costs something perpetually, and once you have it, or when this card comes to play, it conjures these cards from outside the game, puts them in your deck. There's different things you get to play with. An arena that's digital only, but the physical aspect will always stay pretty good, pretty cool. Like the game, I don't think it's going to go anywhere. Honestly, I think it's only going to go up. Because the profits, because I was looking at the profits earlier, they're they're up and down the profits, but each year they keep climbing. I don't know if that's because of price and spike or anything. Because I saw a meme the other day saying if you're in a recession, if companies are making record profits, you know, which is crazy to think about.
Yeah.
What you thinking there, Tibalt? All right. Okay.
But yeah. But you know, I don't think that it'll matter much to Magic at all. I mean, Magic's is already digitalized, and I don't think it'll affect Magic in that way. But if they make those, take the Magic creators and, you know, the designers and all that, they take them away from just doing what they're doing now. That's going to put more pressure on them. And when they put more pressure on them, we're going to say bye to the power creep. Will not be no more power creep.
Well, there's going to be power creep in the future. There has to be, but there's a level to the game. There's a level to the game, and I think in a business sense, that I think that Magic the Gathering, the reason why it thrives so much is its digital product is so good. You know, like the digital product is amazing, right? The digital product is not only addictive, loot boxy and stuff, and they come out with cool card frames and stuff that people love, but you still have word of mouth, right? You still have your friends who are trying to talk you into playing the game. You have friends that you see playing the game. You go into your cafeteria at school or at work. Some people are playing Magic the Gathering just to fill some time. Sometimes someone's just working on a deck, playtesting it, to see how it works. There's such a personal connection with the physical game that I don't think Wizards of the Coast or Hasbro wants to lose. I mean, come on, beyond thousands of Magic the Gathering content creators that create content for Magic the Gathering that's for physical and digital gaming. I think Wizards accidentally built themselves up an empire, and once they realized there was an empire, they took advantage of it as best as they could.
I think so too, but what I keep envisioning and keep seeing is the pop figures. And the pop figures were so hot for a while, and they pretty soon you couldn't wait to see them do your favorite franchise, your favorite IP or whatever. But like now you can't get rid of them. Now you just, you know what I mean? Those first ones are really rare. the ones that were limited and stuff. And I picture and I imagine and I see at some point with the way Magic is gobbling up other IPs and stuff lately and stuff. I just imagine a point where it could go all the way out to where it's like, you know, when everything's special and nothing special. So,
right. Well, here's the difference, I think, between that comparison between Funko Pops and Magic. Is with Funko Pops, you know, you don't see people building Funko Pop collections to go against someone else's Funko Pop collection. You know what I'm saying? I think like when you get Wolverine, when you get Frodo Baggins, Wolverine, and Spider-Man in a deck, and Optimus Prime, and you're playing this deck, and you get to have fun with it. You get to test out your strategy. I think that brings a different level to the collectability when you're actually playing with them. Like some people collect only to collect. Some people play and collect. You know, people get the cards that they want. Like if you got a Wolverine card, you probably will put it in a deck to ball, and you'll probably have fun with it. And people will see you having fun with it. Now, I don't know how weird it's going to be to play with Wolverine. I mean, I haven't played with a real Transformers card yet because the Transformers cards I played with are Optimus Prime and Megatron as Blightsteel and Darksteel Colossus. So they've been real cards before.
Right.
But you know, I've played against decks like someone played against someone was playing a deck around Starscream and stuff like that. You know, I think there's an aspect to in play of physical play that really draws in people in not only in the collecting industry but with the living legacy of the game. Like you can play with the cards. You don't see people on YouTube with their Funko Pops, like having little battles with their Funko Pops.
I don't know why you don't. I don't know why that is. I would like to see people taking out their Funko Pops out of that nice cardboard package and playing with them like you should with the toy. You should play with toys. Don't let them die in their cardboard home.
I guess maybe a better analogy than for the Funko Pop thing would be maybe Hero Clicks. Because Hero Clicks was super popular for a while, but then they got into so many different IPs, and then they just dived off. The advantage here, though, is that before we got to this point in Magic, like Captain Waffle said, too much, too fast makes people numb. So people that are just joining and just seeing this, there's going to be a certain percentage of them that's going to fall off. But for those of us that were there at the beginning and playing the game and stuff, we're invested enough that we will keep it going. I think even if Magic went away or died in some form or certain parts of it, there's still going to be people that are invested enough to play the game after that. It would be sad not to see it grow. There's got to be some kind of growth. But yeah. For a lot of people, like I said, it's too much, too soon, too fast.
Right. Yep. And Backclick has a good idea too. So as far as many clickbait videos creators do for this set bombed, Wizards lost money. Wizards has never not made money on a set release. I'm guessing the profit margin on a pack of cards is ridiculous. It has to be. But then Lawson says, as a 52-year-old guy, he says he keeps his toys in a box. Hey, my toys are not in box because I like to play with my toys.
One of each. One for the box and one for the play.
See, Captain Waffle says, playing Frodo Transformers Wolverine isn't Magic the Gathering anymore. It's just a mash of all things in the game that making it a bastardization. It needs to go back to the storyline Magic. Now, I would love to see Magic the Gathering focus on a story for the standard rotation set. Like kind of separate. It pissed me off when Emrakul was a standard storyline, right? Emrakul, Leon's Torn. Well, we'll start as his mean planeswalker, Eldrazi. We had this storyline where they dragged it across the universe basically by tempting us mana to somehow lock it in the moon in a standard set. Then all of a sudden, Modern Horizons 3, there's no more standard set of Emrakul out there. It's a modern card instead of a freaking standard storyline. I hate when they do that. That's almost as bad to me as when you watch a movie, right? Let's say you watch Jurassic Park, right? And the first movie is good, But by the time you get to the sequel, you don't understand what's going on because there's like a bunch of comics you didn't understand. You know, that you didn't realize there was a comic carrying the storyline out, and then suddenly there's a second movie. You know, that's the kind of stuff that bothers me. Like with the Marvel franchise, when they started doing the Shield and all those other Marvel series between movies, and they tried tying a little bit here and there, and you're like, I don't know what's going on. Like the whole thing with Thor when he went to the pool of whatever it was in one movie. Anybody who just watched the movies for the movies did not know what was going on. I didn't know what was going on until I watched a spoiler video on it. You know, that's the kind of stuff that messes with me. That is aside from the physical and digital product. But like, it would be confusing if the storyline between digital product and physical product was diverse. But I'd love to see them go on a main track with a standard story that followed standard set. So if you play standard, you know what's going on. Modern aside, just kind of can add flavor to sets. Like here's like you can have a storyline with Tibalt, right? You can have a storyline with Tibalt, you know, the Planeswalker, like he's becoming the big bad baddie. But have a modern set come out that has like a backstory to here's the past of what happened with Tibalt. He was this enraged guy. He was used for his tactics. Didn't realize he was being used for different things for this main cause. But once he realized it, he turned on this dude, took over the power, and now we go back to the main story in Standard. Standard's like, oh, I found this evil power. I got this evil power. Now I'm taking over the multiverse because this happened. But you didn't need to know that extra backstory to know all this. That's just extra flavor. Now I'm trying to take over the multiverse.
Right. The problem with the sub stories that you can get, the little mini stories and whatnot, is you do dip into that ground that we were talking about earlier. Too much, too fast, and it is a big problem with the film industry, the toy industry, the comic book industry, and whatnot. But I do believe, like, not only does it make you numb to the fact, but it also steers you away from, as a collector, going, okay, well, right. If I'm going to buy, like I was going to get into collecting Funko Pops. But like literally Funko Pops were like a good collectible item for a year, and then all of a sudden it turned into the Beanie Baby craze, and everybody needed to get it, and so which meant the toy company had to keep on putting it out, and it crashed the value of Funko Pops. Although if you say that to a lot of people still to this day who I know have walls filled with Funko Pop, they will disagree with you adamantly to this day. But it crashed the value, and I said, you know what? I'm not going to collect the Funko Pops. I gave all of them away to my nephews, and said, done.
Right. Yeah. Backwoods Collector says it might have bar name wise, but I'm almost positive it didn't financially in Wizards numbers. They still made money on the same very popular releases. But he says I also like to see Magic the Gathering create new characters, not just put cowboy hats and old characters. Simple solution: quality over quantity. That's right. And I can understand the quality over quantity aspect, and I can understand how hard it's becoming with quantity because Wizards being forced somehow to post like they're working like 3 years in advance, 3 to 4 years in advance, creating content, Magic the Gathering cards and sets. You know, not only do they have to make design cards, make sets to sell, they have all these different IPs that they're working with that we don't understand, don't know what's going on behind the scene. And so the company's been divided to do certain things, and they're trying to push out all this stuff. They don't have they hardly have time to focus on something. When I really think, and maybe they do, but they don't do it as good as they should. They should have a whole division that's focused on telling the story and the narrative, and have like a couple of leaders of that team make sure the products that deal with that storyline are implementing it in the sets that it needs to be. Like we're going to Thunder Junction again. Well, how does this affect and impact the main story we're in? What kind of characters should be in the story? What are we doing with the story, and how do we put it? Like have the whole story going on. I hate having these different storylines set in one set increments, and it's pretty bad. Pretty bad when the storyline is like shifting all the time when you can't have a focus on your favorite characters and your favorite arcs. You know, I hate it when that happens. Personally. But anyways,
it don't make no sense why they try to go one way with the storyline and go another way. I mean, I agree with you. It don't make no sense, and that's tearing the magic lore up completely. I don't even think there's any magic lore left out there because of the way they're doing it.
There's still lore. It's just they're not continuing with a strong single storyline. They keep breaking it up and going different characters. It's very bipolar. But thinking of bipolar, I gotta hit this button right here.
Hit that subscribe button. Become a part of the creep.
Too much to take. Show is lit. MTG3, are you game? Rise, creep, rise. Building a following as we gain. Spitting fire like a dragon. No one can bring us down. MTG3 in the house. We own this town.
Billy will play pieces in hand. Magic the Gathering is where he stands. Booster stack up like a dream in this world. He's the dream of opening fire, motions on the wire. His hands are his tools for the fight, flipping cards all through the night. Hopes and dreams in every pack. He won't ever turn his back. Fire in every pack. He opens.
Dad, blight it.
Oh,
pack.
alrighty. Let's get to a cracking. Oh, that was pretty easy. Got an art card.
Woo-hoo.
That's pretty. And we got a fully obvious bookworm.
Oblivious bookworm. Yep.
Yep.
Oh, that's a cool mountain.
Leyline.
Oh, Leyline of the Void. Yeah.
I got 3 of these now.
Oh, nice.
Like the company.
Special guest card.
Oh, yeah. Optimus Scavenger. Spirit of Infinity. Get out, Tortoise.
No, get out.
Get out. Appendage. Amalgam. Spectral Snatcher. Tunnel Surveyor. Frantic Strength. Got a room. Glassworks and Shattered Yard.
Nice.
Then we got Shepherding Spirits. Ridley Teddy. Alrighty.
Back with the collect.
Yeah,
As a guy who lives in a jar, the last 2 cards kind of trigger me.
yeah, that right there. What a hit! What a hit!
Nice.
That's good. That's a good modern card. Good modern card indeed. Indubitably. But I'm getting the sinking feeling that something devious is coming up. Something evil, something dire, something malicious. And then probably thinks your brains are delicious. It is a shield section. We're starting with Tibalts Apprentice.
Hey, thank you very much. Follow me on Instagram, Tybalt_Apprentice. You can see more day-to-day life stuff there. Maybe you don't want to see that. Anyhow, went to Knott's Berry Farm yesterday, so there's some fun pictures there. And some non-magic and magic-related stuff. If you want strictly magic stuff, you can go to YouTube. You can find arena videos, arena gameplay videos, combos, and commander decks. And I have a store. I remember this time. You didn't have to remind me. I have a store. Dark Ritual on TCG Player. You can punch that in, or I believe there's been a link provided in the show notes here or in the chat. Yep. You can go there and you can check out and get some magic cards there. So in the meantime, thank you again for having me. It's always a joy to be with you guys.
Whoa. Hell yeah. It's pretty awesome. And now we're going to go to the man with the head in the jar stuck with penny bags over there. What's up?
Hey, howdy, hey, boys and girls. I hope you're being good heads there in Chatland. This is kjcowboydan, and I am here to tell you that if you subscribe to me on Twitch, a subscribe, not a follow, you get 3 free months of Discord Nitro with your next sub. And this offer lasts until October 31st to new subscribers and sub gifters. Also, ladies and gentlemen, if you join us on Wednesday nights, you'll be able to find me and Miss Jessie Hellwheeler talking about just about everything on procrastinating across the oceans. Yesterday, we procrastinated so much that we just played video games instead. And don't forget to join us on November the 8th, time to still be slotted, where we're going to be talking about pack cracking and pack cracking etiquette.
Mm-hmm. Nice, nice. Now we're going to roll on to the hillbillies to the hillbillies. Hillbilly.
Hey, all right. We'll be an afternoon stream, 2 o'clock stream today, doing some more arena. And other than that, will not be a stream tomorrow. I have something to do tomorrow, so I'm taking the day off. However, I will be over here on the Tortoise Show tomorrow, and but there will be a stream today at 2 o'clock. And other than that, that's all I have to show. But also, one more thing I forgot to mention: make sure you like all the videos from your favorite content creators, and if they're doing a live shows like this one, come on back and just leave a little comment. Just say hi or something like that if you enjoyed it or not. And that helps any content creator out there that does live shows or even put videos out. Make sure you're leaving those comments, those likes, and if you ain't subscribed to them, consider subscribing to them too. Every little thing helps.
Every little thing helps. Yes, this is Super Fast Tortoise, and Tortoise is here today saying if the internet's doing okay tonight, we should be getting a commander game in tonight. A commander game. Maybe we'll play some more combat. I don't know. Varying how my laptop is doing lately. Lately, things been iffy with my electronics. But we're trying to get everything going on, so we're going to have a blast tonight. We're going to try to get some commander game on tonight for Thursday Night Magic. It's going to hopefully it'll be awesome. Be for you. Be everything that you want in the crew. Be part of the creep. Be part of the creep. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. Don't forget to check out everybody else's channel here. There are links. If there's no chat on the side and you're watching the replay of this, in the description below, there's a link to all these people's channels that you can go check out. Even KJ's YouTube channel. Yep, KJ.
Yeah, I have one.
That's right. And so, everybody, remember, somewhere out there, someone loves you, someone thinking about you, and don't forget to brush your teeth. And
I totally want to thank you for watching today's video. I really appreciate it, 100%. Like this video as if it's your favorite kind of pizza, dude. And if you wouldn't mind, consider smashing that subscribe button and hit that bell for notifications. Every one of these things you do helps the channel out a lot.
The moves, the strategies, and the flair. Super Fast Tortoise is running the show. The crowd goes wild wherever he goes. Shall shock, go the Tortoise way. He's the one to watch, the king of MTG.